Well, hello YouTube guys and gals. Sean here, Less Lethal for Dummies. As you know, Black Friday is just around the corner. Where does everybody go for their Black Friday deals these days? Amazon. So a company reached out that you may be familiar with, Feyachi. More specifically, Feyachi Canada. And if you're not familiar with them, I'm not sure which rock you're living under. They have been around for quite some time. Their products are available all over Amazon, Canada, and the United States. They specialize in outdoor sports products. More specifically, red dots, lasers, flashlights, bore sighters, flip-up sights, tripods, just to name a few. If you can think of it, they probably have it. So they sent me a couple of products to showcase that will be highly discounted for Black Friday deals that start November 20th and go to November 27th. So I'll include the links to the products down below in the description, the video description. And don't you fret, there are Canadian links and United States links. So let's head over to the table and we'll see what they sent me. All right, so here we go. Feyachi Canada was so kind to send over a red dot and a weapons mounted flashlight. Now, the flashlight's gonna be in another video. I am gonna test it out in the dark, so I'm just gonna set that aside for now. And we're gonna focus on the red dot. This is a V30 2MOA auto on off red dot. Comes in this nice black plastic case. And let's see what's inside. So here we have a riser, dust covers, the actual red dot itself. We have a battery, some Allen keys, some additional smaller flathead Allen head screws, a gel packet. Don't eat that. And a lens white cloth, like a terry cloth. Just check and make sure there's nothing else hidden in there. And of course there is. So in the lid was hidden a card with their phone number, their contact information, a barcode to learn more about Feyachi products. Also included is your standard instruction manual. I'm not going to go through the manual. I'll leave that up to you guys. We will go through the functions of this. Wha-bam! Through the magic of video, I have unpackaged everything here so we can have a closer look at it. Well, let's start with the red dot. You have all aluminum construction, black anodized, elevation, windage. The adjustment caps have integrated slots so that you may make your adjustments on the fly. No need for extra tools. They just thread on like that. It also comes with a kill flash, which is removable. Oh. Now, probably the most important feature of this is the auto on-off function. Some of you may know it as awake feature. So in the on position, to power this guy up. There we go. In the on position, as it is right now, after 1 hour of rest, so by rest I mean it's sitting stationary. If you pick this up again, it will turn back on. Now there is a manual override on the side here. Your power button is in the middle. It has 10 adjustments for brightness. There's your down and your up, and there's your power. So in its state now, it will turn off after 1 hour and turn back on when you pick it up. Or you can just manually override that function by turning it off, and in that manner, it will not turn on. So if you're transporting or storage, what have you, you could just leave it in the off position. But if you're keeping this on the ready, just leave it on, and wherever you may store your weapon, it will power off after 1 hour and be ready to use when you pick it up next. It comes pre-installed with a low profile Picatinny mount that uses a Torx pattern to tighten it down. It also comes with dust caps. These dust caps will fit with the flash hider on or off. And they're just pressure fit on. Just kind of get them lined up. And push them on like that. Same goes for the other side. Got to make sure they're mostly straight because I'm crazy about stuff like that. There you go. And they are quick release dust caps. And by that I mean you just give them a flick with your thumb or whatever finger you choose to use. And there you go. This is a 20 millimeter view tube with a 22 millimeter lens. So what that means is your actual sight through the tube is 20 millimeters, but this front lens is 22 millimeters. And it is a coated lens. I'll just pop these off for the moment here. We'll take the flash hider off. And you can see it has a anti-glare coating, which is also why you're using this, to hide that flash you might see when you're deep in the jungle and the sun is shining bright. The low profile mount is removable. There are 4 Allen heads here that you can use the included Allen key to remove, and we will do that a little bit later in the video. And you can install this riser. This is a 0.83 inch riser. So it states, I would call this probably a half inch riser is about a mid-range. I'd call this maybe a high rise. And the cool thing about this is actually, so I forgot to mention, when this high rise is installed, this red dot will co-witness with standard flip-up AR style iron sights. And the cool thing about that is you can actually see through this riser. Many of these risers have webbing and such in the middle, and it can obstruct your view. So if for any reason this failed, or you're out patrolling, and you didn't have iron sights that were set up to work with this, that are co-witnessed with this, you could use your pick rail. You can look down and you can get a good idea of where or what you're sending downrange You could also be using low profile, like a barrel sight. And this would work perfect for that. You'd still be able to use it 100%. Comes with a extra battery. As you saw, there was already a battery installed. And it goes negative side down. Now they've pre-installed it. Surprisingly, there wasn't any cover on this, like, you know, to protect it from engaging while it was shipping, but it did come in this nifty foam padded case, so I imagine that prevents any such thing from happening. Let's have a closer look at this. So, on. Now we're gonna go up in brightness. Now the dot looks a lot bigger to you guys. Let's see if I can, as I zoom out here. So this has unlimited eye relief, so you can mount this pretty much anywhere on your rail that you feel comfortable and still have a nice clear picture of the dot. This is a 1 power, so there is no magnification. Another cool feature about this on-off is memory. It remembers the last brightness setting you had, so no more fumbling around. You know, some of those ones with the dials where when you turn it on, you gotta click through the brightness settings. Whatever your last setting is, it will power up with that setting. That is awesome. That's a great feature, especially at this price point. And I'll let you guys in on a little secret. I have one of these that I purchased with my own money over a year ago. You've probably seen it floating around on some of my builds. I kind of move it around place to place, you know. I'm always looking for that look, you know. I don't know. I think a lot of you guys are. This thing works great. I'm on my original battery. No joke. It functions as it should. I haven't had any issues. The one thing I will mention though is that my original one didn't come with this low rise plate. So mine is currently set up with this plate. So I'm not sure that this, I'm gonna get a good sight picture with this. I have become fairly accustomed to using this. But we'll see how that pans out. So let's install this on the marker and see how she looks. Just kind of move some of this stuff aside here. I think we'll put these dust caps back on. I do like dust caps. Oh, I'm gonna put my flash hider on as well here. Make sure to line them up nice and even. There we go. That way I can sleep at night knowing that the caps are straight. I think some of you guys out there, I'm not the only one like that. Okay, so I'm going to put this onto my trusty M17. You guys have seen this before. Here we go. So I've already loosened off the pick mount. Really all you gotta do is, so it has, the crossbar goes through the pick rail here. This kind of acts as an anti-recoil. There's no recoil in this, but it'll help. Just click it over. Pending if you loosened it enough. It looks like I need another little spin on there. Like that. Turn over this side. I'm just gonna hold it with my thumb over here while I get my Torx wrench. There we go, guys. Oh, my cap's not on straight. There we go. Heh. Pretty cool, right? That definitely looks the part. Does it function the part though? Let's go find out right now. Okay, so there we have it in the low profile mount. Let me turn this way so I can show you. The dust caps are very conveniently located to just flick open. And surprisingly, I got a good sight picture with a cheek rest. Previously, I've been running this with my riser, the one that I purchased, thinking that I couldn't get a sight picture, and honestly, I never even tried. But that's perfect. I'll toss on the riser just so you guys can see it as well. Let's swap this mount out. So 4 Allen heads, use a provided wrench. Loosen them all completely. Don't lose them. Sticking to my Allen wrench here. I'll just dump them out. It's easier. And then I can confirm, are these screws that are in here, are they different than these, or are these just extras? There we go. And once you got them all out, it should just pop right off. Like that. There you go. There's the low rise. And I would call it a mid rise. So it's like 3/4 inch, 0.883 inches is what they call it. To reinstall, it's as simple as reversing the procedure. Now, you can, if you're picky like me, you can choose which side to put your Torx drive on. In my case, I like to have my Torx drive on the driver's side. Yes, you heard it here first. I called it the driver's side. Now, before I go and screw these in, these are extra Allen heads. So that's in case you lose the ones that came out of here. So you can reinstall the original ones. I can see it may be a little bit tricky. It's based on doing this on some other builds. It's easier to put them all in first. Oop. I say easier, but these are very small. There we go. We got all 4 of them in. Then just carefully lay it down. Take your Allen wrench. And start threading them in. Now be careful when you're doing this, guys. Like I showed you, they're small screws and you want to get them all lined up first before you ugga-dug them tight. Just kind of get them all, I just get them all kind of nice and flush, but I'm not cranking them down. Once you get at least 2 in, if all is well, the other one should just go in very easily, as they are. show you there. Once you're convinced they're all in there, you can tighten them down. And I like to do a crisscross pattern. So jump over to this one. Tighten that one, jump over to this one. Like you're tightening the lug nuts on a car. There you have it. Let's see how she looks on the marker. And there it is with the riser on, and you can see I've removed the dust caps in place of the flash hider. Now, this is comfortable for me as well, but what I find is in this position actually, I can move my red dot too much that it creates some parallax. Now this is unlimited eye relief, but it's still possible, you know, in the movement of your head or how your cheek resting, that you can put your dot off. You train hard enough, that won't matter, but as it turns out, when this red dot is pinned on my pick with the low rail, my cheek rest position actually is bang on. Let's just have a quick look without the flash hider, and you'll kind of get an idea of, well, let's do a turn again. Flash hider. I'll have no idea if the camera picks up any flash, but you'll get the idea. No flash hider. Now you can see the purpose of it, hopefully. Well, that is a Feyachi V30 red dot with the most important feature that I probably didn't talk about enough is the auto on off. In its on position right now. I don't know if it'll pick it up. There we go. In this on position, it will power off after 1 hour of rest. Now, if this was hanging on your side and was swinging around, it's probably going to stay powered. But if you're putting this into storage or putting it back into your rack, that red dot will power off in 1 hour. And the next time you pick it up, it'll be ready to go. And I'll tell you, it's by far the best option out there. It works like a hot damn. And guys, one more thing worth mentioning. When you buy your Feyachi product through Amazon, you get obviously Amazon's 30-day return and exchange program. But Feyachi also backs their product with a 1-year manufacturer's warranty, free of non-human caused defects. So once again, I will include the Canadian and the United States links in the video description down below, where you can purchase these products at a discounted rate for Black Friday, starting November 20th, going to November 27th. And if you stay tuned for the next video where I install the Feyachi weapons light that they sent me, you will get to see me test fire this red dot along with the flashlight in the dark, and we'll see how it does. That should be fun. All right, guys, catch you on the next one.